Oh shit! Will Daryl join the gang? We'll find out maybe in the next episode or two. But anyway, this episode was so much better than the last one. It wasn't even close in my opinion. The last episode was just so drawn out and boring, and I mean, what was going on was just like we got all that just so she can get a drink. But in this episode, we actually get some things. We get some good things. Anyway, we get a nice flashback of Bob. Remember, Bob was telling us that he was on the run at one point, or on the road, like he was touring. He was like a crew of platinum rappers producing hit after hit. So he was on tour by himself, and he said it was like a curse. He said he was with two separate groups, and everybody died in them but him. So now it's like at this point it's like okay, um, with him it's like damn, I need to find somebody. I don't want to be by myself out here. After the world, first off, you don't want to be alone in the regular world. So now you don't want to be haunted by these walkers. You can't really sleep right because you don't have nobody watching over you. You got to have something. So anyway, when we see Bob, man, he was like Eli, in the book of Eli. I swear it looked just like him. He had the machete and everything. And he was hitting up different spots. He got to this one place he was sleeping and whatnot, found a little shelter, and you see he was kind of gone because he's watching the walker, taunt him. I'm going to use that word even though the walker's just trying to eat him, and he's just sitting there like nothing, just looked over him. So he was out of it, like he was in a different zone. Um, Daryl and Glenn, they rescue him, right? And he didn't ask no questions. See, when they rescued him, they asked him questions because you know how people in this planet right now they're so messed up that they had to ask a few questions to see what his story was. What's going on? What you doing out here? I was in two groups. I lost them. Everybody died. I'm just on the run, just trying to stay alive. He said, "How many walkers did you kill?" Stop counting after I killed maybe like 24. And then he says, "Well, how many people did you kill?" That's the main question. How many people you killed? One. Why? Dude says, nah, he gave a good answer. She asked me to. Now that's a good, what that entails? That entails a lot of different things. That could entail that might have been a love interest at that time that he killed, or a spouse, or anybody like that. More than likely. Cause I mean, it could have been with a guy, but usually that's not the case. I mean, especially not now on the TV, because with humans, I mean, not humans, America's just starting to open up to that, so. I would doubt it. I'm not saying it couldn't, but I would doubt it, especially with him, finding interest in Sasha. So it entails that, and it also entails that he didn't kill him out maliciously. This person was probably getting ready to turn, and he had to take him out. So they said, "You don't want to ask us any questions, find out who we are, whatever." He says, when you get fucked up this bad, you don't ask no questions. That was my man. I seen that the flashback. I was like, you know what? When they brought him up, and he's a very valuable person in this group. When they brought him into the show, and he gave a little, hint into his backstory, where he told his, a little bit about his backstory and where he came from and stuff like that. It was fine to see. I was hoping they wasn't going to show it for a whole long time. They take up the whole episode. Then when we finally get to the future, or to the present, half the episode's gone. It was only 5 minutes, so I think they hit that flashback just right. They hit it just right. When 5 minutes got what we needed. They developed my boy Bob, and we starting to see what type of person he was. He was just trying to get back to reality. I'm done touring. I want to get back with a group, safety in numbers. I can finally sleep. That's what I'm worried about. Anyway, back to the present. Maggie teams got hit up. I said Maggie teams. Maggie's team got hit up, and the fog was thicker than prison showers. Right? It was like they was in a prison shower. You couldn't see 3 feet, in front of you. I think they kind of got us in the what's at the end of the last episode they showed the preview of this episode. When I seen Daryl and Beth, I kept saying, like, I seen the fog, then I seen them, then I seen the fog, then I seen them. I thought that was in the fog too. Anyway, they was in the fog. It was thick as prison showers, and they got hit up by some walkers. They barely made it out. My boy Bob almost lost his life, and when he when he got bit, but they got him on the band-aid, so it didn't dig into him, so he's still up and alive and well. Showed that he became a the opposite of pessimist, optimist. You know, after what he'd been through, losing everybody. Now he lost everybody again. But even though he didn't lose everybody, he didn't. I mean, even though he lost the group, he didn't lose everybody. He's just happy he's not back where he was before. So I like that, and the guy really showing some stick-to-itiveness, some initiative. So I'm really starting to get into Bob's character, and like I said, he is a valuable part of the crew because he adds something that a lot of other people don't add. Anyway, Daryl finally putting Beth down with the murder game, right? Because we all know Beth's been pretty useless in terms of the zombie apocalypse. Somebody said that her singing was good, but she only sung once, except for in this episode. So I don't care about the singing unless she's gonna do it, consistently. But even if she does it consistently, I wouldn't want to see it every episode. You understand? So she really didn't add. She added nothing, absolutely nothing to this show in general. Now that Daryl teaching how to fight, she's adding something. She can help, clean up some walkers. Now, when she's teaching her, you can see that she's having a hard time doing it. She couldn't keep up. So she doesn't have to fight like Daryl or Michonne or Rick. She doesn't have to fight like them. As long as she can fight to a good degree, or to a decent degree, she's adding to the group. Now with them developing that way, and I was kind of happy about it, and they also showed her walk past a grave where somebody's father had died, and they said that, and she kind of got a little bit emotional, but at the same time she still kind of remained strong. I like that. They would look like they were adding something to her character that I didn't really feel like they gave it to, they did in the last episode. But in this episode, it was like, okay, now that they're developing that, what else are they going to develop, with her? If she's going to be the singer, that could be all right. But I want to see something that's more valuable being added other than that. But what else could they give her to keep her? Hey, Manga, I just wanted to say I love your video. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, man. I love you too, man. I was hoping that, okay, since they developed her fighting skills and how she was going to take care of walkers, maybe they'll develop something else, and maybe we'll get something out of Beth. Really, I don't care at this point, because she died. I wouldn't mind it. But at the same time, if they can make her valuable, why not? Now, Maggie groups comes across that sign, right? And Sasha's not sure. Now, you know what sign I'm talking about. It's the one where they say, come to Tetramanus, or whatever it's called, Terminus. I think it's called Terminus. Come there, seek salvation. We got food, water, shelter, DVDs, CDs, SUVs. We got MTVs, we got BET, BLTs, and everything else. So with that being said, they said, let's go there. That's a good idea. Now, my girl Sasha, and you already know Sasha's she's my wife. She says she doesn't know about that. You gotta realize she was in Woodcrest. Is it Woodcrest or Woodbury? Woodbury Crest, whatever it was. She was there. That went to hell in a handbag. So she's like, wait, we don't know. I know that might be a community set up there, but we don't know if it's legit. So I don't know if I want to take the chance. And we already can see she's becoming cynical. She's a pessimist, but at the same time, like I was watching the Talking Dead, before I did this, they said that she was a firewoman. That's why she was so fearless at first. She was real tough, and she was tougher than her brother. But now she's breaking down. We see where she's really at. What we saw before was Sasha before the apocalypse. Even though we were doing the apocalypse, what we were seeing was her attitude before the apocalypse. Because remember, she was in that bomb shelter or whatever with Tyrese all the way up until a good while. So she was still in her, even though she was in the apocalypse mind state, she was still kind of in her old mind state at the same time. But now, when she finally realized how it's real out in these streets, like when she lost the group, it was like, okay, that's when she became a pessimist. That didn't happen before she left that bomb shelter or whatever. So now it's getting real, and now she's starting to break down to become a pessimist, which is okay because, like I said, what we've known about her up till now, it allows for that. It gives leeway for that. Of course, I don't want to see it forever, but it gives leeway. I'll give her that. Now, back to death. See, I want Beth's dead so bad. I said back to death. Back to Beth and Daryl. They hit up this house, right? They hit this house up, and it looks like it's people there already. Why? Different things. You see, it's very well kept. People in caskets and stuff like that, and they're still well groomed and stuff like that. So I'm guessing who was ever in that house, that was their family. When they died, they put those people in those caskets. Daryl, he's trying to, he's like, you see him in deep thought, like not in deep thought, but thought enough, where he's thinking, damn, there's people that's still here. I can tell because this, and this. But at the same time, he's wondering whether they want to stay or not, because you don't see him ready to leave so quick, or still up, on guard, which I really didn't. I think it was violent, but I'm not really with that. Maggie, she went on to die, and what I meant by that, she left the group. She was going for my boy Glenn. Sasha became a cynical asshole, like I said, but Bob's all right with me, because when this happened, Maggie goes on to die. She says, "I'm going to find Glenn no matter what, whether I die or not." Bob really stands up, and we see who he really is. He talks about, like, he actually talks to Sasha. He said, "Yo, get your shit together. I've been there. Let's come up out of this. We're still in the group, And I'm thinking he was trying to really say, I understand that you want to stay alive. He was telling her that he thinks she was scared, but I understand you want to stay alive. But is it really worth living, even in this apocalypse, if you're running and leaving people behind just all willy-nilly and crazy?" So the answer to that is no. I'd rather die first. So that was it with that. Like that told me that Bob was official tissue. Anyway, it looks like Maggie's going to shit because she's walking down that those train tracks, and she just cuts into this walking. But they showed a commercial right after that, so you don't know exactly what she's doing. But it looks like she went crazy. Like, she was like, "Yes, I see a walker. Finally." Look kind of weird, like she snapped. We already know Rick snapped, so they will show a character snapped in this episode. I mean, in this show. So yeah, Sasha is fine. Don't touch her though. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I like her, but I seen her on Talking Dead. I don't like that processed hair, whatever hair she had on her head. I liked her better with her natural hair, like in this show. Or if that's not her natural hair, it looks like it. Looks good, looks good like that to me. Anyway, back to the show. Daryl's talking about canceling his tour, man. Then shit went sideways. Like, he was talking about just settling down. Now, he kept looking at Beth. Now, here's the thing about that. I was thinking about this while I'm, watching the show. They could have went this way. I think that it's all right, where if Daryl says he wants to have a relationship with Beth, even though Beth is only 16. Why? Because this is an apocalyptic world, man. Pickings is slim, and in his mind, okay, I ain't got too many people out. This is what I got, and it ain't. Think about it. 18 is the age of consent in pre-apocalypse. Now 16, he probably thinking, okay, it ain't that much different than 18. Now remember, I'm talking about the show. I ain't talking about me personally, just in case y'all say something stupid. But yeah, I would think that'd be a good thing to show in the show. Just him thinking about that. Why? Because At the same time, I don't know if they would do it because I don't know if America's ready for that. Because in real life, she's not really 16. She's 28. So it's not like they're really doing something wrong, but they just trying to convey a message. You gotta realize these guys are in a post-apocalyptic world. And next thing you hear some walkers, shit goes sideways. Walkers invade the house. Beth bounced on the boy, man. He got surrounded. She jumps in the car. Or it looks like she jumped in the car. They didn't. I don't think they showed her. But Daryl finally made it out of that little situation. Got out of the space. He's running behind the car. She's still going. She didn't see him. You know, walkers don't run. They walk. Hence the name Walker. So when she seen somebody running, why didn't she stop? That also was some development for Beth. Remember, he told her, he said, man, you're cold-blooded. Well, he didn't say that, but she's cold-blooded. He said, you lost 2 boyfriends, you ain't shed a tear, nothing. Now, as far as Maggie goes, she don't seem too, she doesn't seem all that, overly concerned about Maggie. Her dad died. You seen her show a little bit of emotion about that. You already seen that she was suicidal. So her bouncing on my boy Daryl actually makes sense. I ain't saying that I didn't expect it, but it coincides with what she did so far, and I like that, just the fact that they doing something with her. Even if they turn into a villain, she comes back to kill him, whatever. They're doing something with the girl. My boy Bob, right? He hits the streets like a G, because Bob and Sasha, they're looking for Maggie because they're trying to keep the crew together. Like I said, Bob, he got some morals and some standards he's trying to live by, even in the apocalypse, and I like that. So he wants to find her regardless of whether he's risking his life. Sasha's scared like a punk, and she says, the first chance we get, let's just move on out. Now, we already know that's a setup because love to stick. I'll read the comments in a minute. We already know that's a setup because when he gave her that kiss, I already knew what that meant. I think on the Talking Dead they said there was he was trying to use that to get her to come with him or something like that, and I think that was the case. But what I really think it was like this: I'm letting you know right now, I'm kissing you like that's the kiss of death. Like I'm getting ready to leave. This is a going away present, or whatever you want to say. This is us parting ways. And it wasn't a threat. It's just to let you know, if you don't get your act together, is go ahead and do what you got to do. But that when you put somebody in that position on the spot like that, they got to make that real choice. He was talking to her and trying to get her to do it, do the right thing, like Spike Lee, but she wasn't paying attention. Maybe this will get her attention. And it did, but she still actually went off and left. And Bob was like, yo, I'm going to keep doing this no matter what. And she said, you're going to be alone again. He said, whatever it takes. And the boy hit the streets like a G. When I seen that, I was like, whoa, Bob's my man. I like Bob. Like I said, Sasha, she's good for this episode. Even though this is going on and it's out of her character that we know her for, what they showed in the backstory, she's good for this. You know what I'm saying? They can do this for a second. Plus, they got to act together anyway. Anyway, her first chance, she went to this little, I don't know, look like some housing projects or something like that. She went up in there, and you already know what was going to happen. She's walking around slow, looking around. You already know what that means. Nobody, I don't care how scared you are, you're not going to sit in a building by yourself unless you was already a hermit before then. She's been with somebody for so long. She's not even worried about her brother that much right now because she's so pissy scared that she done lost everything that she's not even thinking about whether he's alive or not. You know what I'm saying? She probably already, like I said, she's a pessimist, or she's being pessimistic right now, where she probably already saying, damn, he probably already dead anyway. Or if I do try to find him, we either I die finding him or he'll die trying to find us. So, that's why probably what she's thinking. But anyway, in that place by yourself, alone, and there's no food or nothing in there, so it's like, damn, I don't have nothing to keep me occupied or nothing. What I'm going to do? Basically, she's going to turn into a damn psycho like I can't remember what my man name was, but you know the first black. I'm gonna say the first black dude from the show. I know I sound kind of funny, but the first dude, him. Remember how he went psycho? You by yourself. All you doing is trying to survive. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So you already knew that was set up for her to turn around and go right back. You already seen she was kind of in contemplation, like, damn, maybe I should go back. This ain't really, dying out there on the streets ain't, too much better than doing this. So anyway, she goes look out the window and then notices that Maggie's there. And they get caught up. She got, I think she was trying to hide from some walkers because she was laying by some walkers. And when she had met up with Sasha, when Sasha went down there to help her, and they were slashing some people, some walkers up. Maggie's pretty strong. She's slinging around this pole. That pole got to be pretty heavy, and she's putting in some work. Somebody said me putting in work. I'm trying to. She explained that Maggie was actually trying to go back to look for them. Maggie didn't really lose her shit. When she found that walker, she was trying to leave messages for Glenn. And she heard what Sasha said. Sasha was talking about doing something that was kind of like, it was almost like betrayal. It was almost like betraying Maggie. Like, fuck Maggie. We're gonna go over here and just do what we gotta do to survive. I don't care nothing about her man, whatever. So that's why she went off by herself. So Maggie didn't really lose her shit like I was thinking, at first. So that was some good development for Maggie. Sasha helped wake Sasha up. When they finally came to a head, she was like, damn, yeah, they right. Sasha and Maggie went back out on the road. They had to catch up with Bob. Bob was like a G. He said, I'm hitting these streets hard. Anyway, damn. A fucking gang comes across Daryl. Now Daryl was running. I think he was trying to catch up to Beth. But anyway, after that was gone, I guess he was tracking or whatever he was doing. He collapses. He was exhausted. He was by the tracks. That was some foreshadowing, and also that got you to thinking, okay, Daryl is going to come into contact with these other groups. Remember, all these other groups are all seeing these signs and they're converging on that place Terminus. I'm thinking Daryl was going to hit Terminus. You've seen him hit the tracks. But anyway, that gang comes across him, and Daryl's in some trouble. I already can tell it. Because the guy says, I called dibs on his jacket. They don't even know who he is, and they was ready to pop him. But anyway, the guy liked him based on the fact that you knew he was a warrior. Why? Because he said that you didn't have a gun. Anybody can just pick up a gun. He said people who had the crossbow choose, to use that. He said, I already knew you're a bowman from the beginning. So I think he liked that, and they could use some extra. You could always use some extra muscle. And Daryl was not no bitch. They could see that. He attacked the guy right in the middle of all six of them. Although that might have been a stupid move. I'd have definitely drew on his ass, though. But anyway, that's so they asked if he can. Basically, they gave him a welcoming party, basically. But like I said, when that guy said I called dibs on his jacket or whatever, he wanted his vest, that right there already set it off for me. I already know what type of people these guys are. And keep your eye on them. They might be something else later on. Anyway, Maggie's group, they've reformed, and Glenn is on their tracks. Glenn actually is going to actually catch up. You see him, we should call him see the sign. And you already know Glenn is bringing Abraham. He's bringing Eugene. He's bringing that fine-ass girl. What's her name? Rosita. That fine motherfucker there. He's bringing her ass with him. So he got some muscle coming with him. And you already know Michonne's group or Rick's group is coming anyway. So everybody's converging on these tracks. Anyway, this episode, like I said, way better than the last episode. 4.5 stars. Excuse me. 4.5 stars out of 5. Way better than last episode. Beth gets developed. Like I said, she's got developed. They finally, actually trying to give her something. They turn into a damn turncoat. Even if they give her that, hey, give us something. Daryl gets into trouble. Like I said about Daryl came across those guys. We already know these guys up to no good. Because if the guy says, I like your vest, I call dibs on it, imagine how many other people they came across that they killed. You understand? These guys are shady. I don't know what they're up to. They sense that Daryl is a formidable guy, but we know Daryl ain't down for that, running picks, sticking people up and all that kind of stuff. So I think Daryl's going to have to get out of this at some point in time. But one other thing is these guys could be from Terminus. We don't know that. You understand? Because everybody converges on Terminus. Daryl hasn't found a sign for Terminus, and he hit the track, but he hasn't found a sign. So he's not walking there yet or even trying to get there yet. But these people might already either be from there or going there. I'm thinking that they're probably from there. And you already see that these guys they're predators. I don't know to what extent. I know that they're taking people's shit. I know that they're killing people, obviously. If they surrounded a guy like that. Because if you surround somebody, that means they're not trying to let them go. You understand? So these guys are killers. I already can see that. It's no doubt in my mind. And if they're from Terminus and they're like that, then the whole crew got something to worry about. But if they're from Terminus, what that does is that gets Daryl there, and that gets the whole crew together. Now everybody's getting there. Oh damn, I forgot. Beth fucked up. She left, so I don't know about Beth. Hopefully Beth gets killed somewhere. But Beth is the only one that's not headed going towards Terminus. Anyway. Bob, like I said, Bob, my boy, they developed him. They didn't overdo the flashback, gave him just enough, showed that this dude is a really ride or die type of guy. He's a medic, so he adds something to the group that a lot of people don't have. We seen how committed he was and that he's trying to keep some humanity going. I'm not trying to be out here alone. I don't want somebody else to be out here alone. Maggie's out there alone. Let's go get her. I like what they did to the guy because they didn't do a whole lot with him before other than show him as a drunk, which was good because now we see that he's not just a psychopath, ready to kill at the drop of a hat over, some liquor. So I'm liking how they doing that. He's developing and progressing. Maggie, like I said, she didn't lose her damn mind. So we find out what Maggie's all about. Even though I think that she was doing something a little bit reckless, she's actually doing the right thing. And I'll talk about that in a second. Sasha, she got her mind right finally because she was on that scared, I don't give a fuck type of shit as long as we survive. She said that. She says we can live. That's all she worried about. It's more to it's more to life than just being alive. You understand? So that's the thing about Sasha. They finally getting the shit right. She didn't go through that before, like I said. I already explained all that shit. But when I say Maggie didn't lose her mind, this Terminus thing. There is no way that Maggie can communicate with Glenn other than, that writing she did. There's no way that she could tell him to go certain places, because they're kind of closed off. There's no way she can communicate with Rick, Michonne, Daryl, any of those other people. There's no way for them to communicate with each other. There's no phones or nothing. But they do know that there's a map. There's this place called Terminus. I think it's called Terminus. And that they have all these roads that converges towards it. So if it's one sign on that road, I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw a sign. It's got to be more signs else places. You understand? Because they show a bunch of different roads. So on all those roads, you can almost guarantee that those signs are there. Meaning that if Glenn, that's a central meeting hub. Whether they set it up, because that's the only place they can think of. I can't tell him, yo, go meet me at Walmart, but I can say that he's seen this sign saying go to this certain place. So if I know that, so even if I'm scared to go to that place, I don't know exactly what it entails. More than likely, everybody's gonna be heading out there anyway. That's the best thing to do, because it's the only way you can communicate. You can't really communicate with them, but you can say that, look, you see the sign is a central meeting hub. So Maggie wasn't losing her shit. She had her shit together. She said, let's go to that place. Glenn's probably going to be there. Not just because he's looking for Maggie and think Maggie's going to be there, but for the simple fact that everybody that's in that area can find that place. That's the only place that everybody in that area can find and meet up with each other, because you can't communicate any other way. So, yeah, Maggie had her thing right. Glenn had it right when he, everybody who's seen that sign had it right. Anyway, it looks like when we seen the preview to next episode, it looked like Carol's coming clean. Because you hear Tyrese, he says something to the effect of, we're here now, we got to work with what we got, or something. I can't remember exactly. We got, whatever. I'm thinking she told them, I fucked up. They were already dead anyway. I was just trying to, keep that from spreading. I didn't want anybody else to die. We already lost too much. But then we see a hand pick up a gun. Looks like a small hand. Now, Carol might not only come clean to doing that, she might actually come clean and say what really happened. Because remember, there is still a chance that that little girl, baby girl, what's her name? Lizzie and Malachi, whatever her name is, whatever that girl, Lizzie and Mizzy, I can't remember the names, Lizzie and something. There's a chance that she was the one that popped them and Carol hit it. You understand? So she could either told Tyrese, yeah, I did it, just to get that off her chest because she did have a role in it, hiding the body and stuff like that, or whatever she did. I'm guessing that she was the one that dragged them out at the if Lizzie killed them, like she was like after she killed them, she said, you know what, I'm gonna help you hide this by burning the body. But like what I said, the dialogue Tyrese had with Carol kind of pretty much says to me that he found out. Anyway, and they're on their way to Wichita. But that girl, that little hand picking up that gun looked like Lizzie's hand, and she might go crazy. Like I told you, keep an eye on that bitch. Anyway, let me go ahead and see these comments. Yeah, okay. You can have Michonne. Yo, Sasha is mighty fine. Shit, I'll take Michonne. I'll take Michonne over Sasha. What you talking about? Okay, what's up, Optimist? I gotta say now, Beth is gone, and Daryl let them sugar walls slip through his hands. Didn't even finish cultivating them. Yeah, and that it looked like that's what he was hitting when he was staring at Beth. But like I said, Beth is 16. But at the same time, this is a TV show. She's not really 16 in real life, so they can go ahead and show that. And plus, it's on AMC, so they should be able to show something like that. But you see what Beth did. She bounced on his ass. She turned out to be a turncoat. And we seen that they were trying to say, in early episode that she's trying to cut off her emotion. You should check out my channel. I thought this episode was up. I thought this episode was actually pretty good. 4.5 out of 5. Where can I stream? I don't even watch Walking Dead. I'm just here to watch manga. I would do some things to him. Look, I'm hoping this isn't a guy just love struck for money. I'm hoping it's not a guy. Sasha is fine. Yes, she is. Like I said, I like her better with that natural hair than that, that straightened hair. For money, manga is not big enough to dick ride. Oh no! It says love. Oh yeah. I'm not big enough. Mean is not big enough to dick ride. Shit, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't dick riding, but I'm big or small than never. Whatever. Okay, good review, thank you. I'm try to put in work. Yeah, good. Love to sounds like a man. Love to sounds like a man. I don't know what that means. Mean should buy his subs, like from Subway or what? So the group, I don't buy subs. That shit ain't real. If you notice, that shit is not real. They buy bots, which ain't real subs. And even if you did really buy real subs, they won't watch for long because they're not really into what what you're doing. So the group Daryl meet at the end is the same group from the house with Rick, because one of the guys that was choked out in that episode. Oh, that was them? Oh, okay. See, those guys, I didn't really pay attention to their faces like that. I can't tell the difference between people. I only seen them once, but yeah, okay. Maybe that was them. I'm not gonna say 100% sure because I don't know, but I'm just saying what Frankie says. Okay, so that makes sense. Now they're tying things up. So if they were the group and you see they're on foot, that means Daryl's not too far away from Rick's group. You weren't in Larry's stream. Yes, I was. Why people keep saying that? Not even for 7. Yes, I was. It's at 2 minutes and 10. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I know what I'm talking about. I was in the stream. Yo, Mean, can I get a what's up? What's up, Michael Williams? Mean about to get some ad views. I'm trying to. I want a threesome with Maggie and Sasha. That would probably be nice. My nigga Mean, how's it going? Okay, what's up, poop dude? Anyway, I see a lot of comments ain't got nothing to do with the show. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end it with that. Click that like button, subscribe. Anime and manga means more. Like I told you, my girls is Michonne and Sasha. Maggie, she can come next. But oh yeah, no. Michonne, Sasha, Rosita, Maggie. Damn, that sounds kind of racist because it's right in order of skin tone. Oh well, fuck it. Hey, I didn't plan for that, but oh well, it just happened like that. Peace.